Hey guys, Jason Carmack here again with Vision Construction. Today's topic, insulation. This home here that we are building, this net zero home, a little bit unique compared to our typical. Our typical home will have 2x6 walls and usually an R21 batt insulation. We've done an upgraded package on this home, and we actually have a 5.5 inches of a open cell blown foam insulation, which ultimately on paper is probably going to give us an R value of about 21, 22 or so, something like that. But from a performance perspective, I'm being told that we may achieve results of upwards of 50, an R50, because it's based upon the air infiltration ultimately of the walls. So the typical batt insulation, might be an R15 or an R19. Think of how many opportunities you have where that batt insulation may not be installed properly by the technicians, and you've got air gaps in between the studs. You may have some of it being crushed as far as when it's installed. So tons and tons of opportunities if that R19 insulation isn't installed perfectly to even achieve close to that R value, where this is 5.5 inches of an open cell blown foam that is achieving an incredible R values, as well as decreasing the amount of air infiltration in a home. Again, can't stress enough how important it is to invest the proper monies in insulating a home. Now, one of the other things that we're going to be doing, getting ready to go into drywall on this particular home, and we'll be doing this same open cell foam insulation in the attic, probably upwards of 8 inches or so. So we may be achieving performance values well up over 60, maybe even 70. So we're very curious to see the proof in the pudding when we actually do our blower door test in the end, and we see just how much air leakage is in this home, because that's where it all comes out, is when that blower door test is performed, how airtight is this home. One of the other features that we want to point out in this home, unlike many other homes, is the insulation that we actually put above our headers. A lot of homes are going to be either 2x4 or 2x6 walls, and you're just going to have a boatload of 2x10 material, jamming those headers above the windows, and it's all wood, and wood's not a great insulator. Here we've actually got a closed cell, so we got 1.5 to 2 inches of a closed cell insulation, which is actually giving you an R value per inch of about 6.9, and again, just helping achieve an overall tight envelope and a very insulated envelope in all aspects of the home. You may be wondering what we plan on doing as far as insulating our bandboards around the perimeter of this home, and we're actually slotted to use about 2 to 2.5 inches of the closed cell insulation. So again, we're going to be achieving on paper an R value of probably somewhere in the 14, 15, maybe 16 range on paper, but well over 30, from a performance perspective. And one other thing I want to kind of point out, again, encompassing the whole idea of loss of heat and loss of energy, I'm standing under right now a light tube, and this is not like your traditional skylight in a home. This one is uniquely designed, about 14 to 16 inches in diameter. But if you remember, the back wall of this home is all completely bermed with concrete and dirt. So we don't have any windows on the back of this house. So to try to get some natural light on the back wall, what we've actually done is that we've put in these two 14-inch round light tubes to get some of that natural light in. And the reason why we did these light tubes versus a traditional skylight, which might be 22.5 inches wide by 4 feet or sometimes bigger long, is that think of the heat that is possibly an individual is losing out of that skylight when it's rising, as heat does. And those domes on those skylights are not very energy efficient. Even some of the best skylights out there don't have the greatest R value. So we want to give a huge shout out to Wes and his team over at Southern Ohio Retrofoam on the awesome job that those guys have done here. They worked way into the hours of the night the other night so we can still continue on with our inspection that we had scheduled. So you can check out more for those guys, about those guys, on southernohioretrofoam.com, and you can learn more about this open cell and closed cell technology as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and look forward to chatting here again soon on our next topic once we get drywall completed and we get into the finished stages of the home. Take care.